Okay. So we are going to talk about the data analytics. We are going to explain some of the terms, and also we are going to talk about why choosing data analytics. We are going to talk about data analytics tools. We are going to talk about what to expect at the end of this bootcamp. What are you going to expect you're going to learn at the end of this bootcamp, what it is. We are going to talk about such and some of them. Then we are going to talk about introduction to Excel, workbook, and worksheet. Well, that's all what we are going to cover today. So what we are going to talk about, first of all, we need to understand what is a data analytics. That's what we need to understand at first instance. What is data analytics? So this data analytics, I'm sorry, I'm not going to give any material or maybe PDF or handout or something like that. Whatever I'm going to say, I think you are going to maybe jot it down. If you don't want, just understand it, because the understanding is what we need from everybody. If you want to learn more about something, please, you can go further and learn about it. But we are much more concerned on the practical aspect. So I will not, inshallah, much talk about the. Please, somebody should repost the link in the group and ask those that didn't, please, to join so that they will stop keeping calling us, please. Somebody should talk in the group. So data analytics is the science of analyzing raw data to make conclusion about that information in the data. This is what this data analytics is all about. So that's what we are going to learn during this bootcamp. That is, we are going to learn the skills of analyzing a raw data. We are going to have a data. We are going to talk about much about data. What is data? The types of data that we have. We're going to talk about that. But at the end of in this bootcamp, we're going to learn the data analytics definition, what data analytics entails, which is the the process or the science of analyzing raw data to make conclusion about that information in the data. That's what we are going to learn, and that's what you need to understand when we talk about the always when we say data analytics. So this definition of terms that we are going to talk about are some of the terms that are that used to confuse a lot of people. These terms are, whenever you hear about them, some people think that they are interchangeable, some people think that they are the same, some people think that they are not the same. So I'm going to talk about these terms so that from today, when you hear about them, you will know that this is what this particular term means, and this is what this means. So first of all, the data science. You will be hearing about data science. Some of the people are using the word data science, data analytics, data analysis. They are using them interchangeably. So you will think that the data science, the data analytics, the data analysis are all the same. So what is this data science? This data science is the study of data. That is the study of data to extract meaningful insights about that particular data. So it's like the science field itself that dealt with data. And this data, when you every time you hear about this data science, so it's talking about the field of the data science itself. That is a science, is a profession on itself that dealt with what? It dealt with the study of data to extract meaningful insight about that data. And these fields under this data science are like artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analytics, because data analytics is sub of data science. So you should understand that all the deep learning and others, all these are form part and parcel of data science. So whenever you hear anything data science, so we are talking about the study of data. That is the entire study of data to extract meaningful insight about that particular data. So that's what the data science is all about. So then the data analytics. This data analytics, I already said it, is the science of analyzing raw data. It's the science of analyzing raw data to make conclusion about that particular data. And this has to do with lot of answering some questions, because data analysis is more concerned on answering some question about what happened, why did it happen, what will happen, and what can be done to change the future, or what can be done to change something that might happen in the future. So this is what the data analytics is all about. So data analytics is part of data science. So if you are professional in data analytics, then you learn something from under data science. So it's like you learn one of the field from data science. So let's talk about this data analysis. So when we say data analysis, we're talking about the process. Data analysis is the process, and it's a sub of data analytics. It's the process of cleaning, manipulating, entering, questioning, and analyzing of data. That's what data analysis is all about. So data analysis is part of data analytics, because the stages of data analytics that we are not going to focus more on the stages. Like I told, we are going to focus more on the practical aspect of it, not because we are going to learn the stages while learning. Maybe at the end of the boot camp, that's when you are going to learn the stages after you learn them. Because the stages of this data analytics, they talk about, most of them talk about the ask stage. That is when you are to ask what you need to do in order for you to analyze the data. Like you are asking your stakeholder on what did he need, what did he need to achieve when at the end of the analysis, this and that. Then you go to prepare stage, the process stage, the analyzing stage, the visualization stage, the sharing stage, and the act stage. All these are stages of this data analytics field. But data analysis is one of the stages of data analytics. Data analysis is one of the stages of data analytics, and we are not going to even learn the data analysis and analysis stage on itself. We are not going to reach this stage until the close to end of this particular bootcamp. But all what we are going to be learning during this bootcamp, all what we are going to keep learning are all the stages of what data analytics. So that's why we named the bootcamp to be data analytics bootcamp, not data analysis bootcamp. So if it is data analysis bootcamp, it is going to be just 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe we will just close it. But we are not going to do that. We are going to learn the data analytics stages, all of them, including the collection of data, the cleaning of data, the processing of data, the entering of data, then the analyzation of data and visualization of that particular data. And then we are going to even learn the way of sharing of that data, because at the end of this, we are also going to learn, how to share our analysis. When we are done with the analysis, how are we going to share that analysis? How are we going to write a report about the analysis we have done? We are going to learn that. So don't worry, what can I call it? PowerPoint is going to be come in handy, and we're going to learn it maybe close to end of this particular bootcamp. So now if you understand data science, data analytics, and data analysis, so when we hear someone that is data scientist, so data scientist is someone who is specialized in data in one of the data science field. So you can call yourself a data scientist if you specialize in data analytics. You can call yourself a data scientist if you specialize in artificial intelligence or machine learning, or deep learning. You can call yourself a data scientist. So that's what the name data scientist is all about. And when we talk about the data analyst, so it's someone who specializes in data analysis, because there are certain people that they only know what they know is data analysis. So if you talk about the data analytics field itself, they don't know it all. They don't know it all. So when you're talking about the process of collection of data, that's why I said in this bootcamp, we're even going to learn about how to collect data. We're going to learn the hybrid way of collecting data, the online way of collecting data, the offline way of collecting data. That's why we are going to learn Open Data Kit. We are going to learn even Google Sheet, so that how are you going to collect the data before you even start analyzing that particular data. So if you learn data analytics, you're going to learn that. So that's what these terms mean. So from today, I hope and I know, inshallah, most of you, when you hear about these terms, you know that this is what they entails. So let's continue. I'm sorry, I just take too much. So there are many analytics tools. We're going to talk about data analytics tools. There are many tools or softwares used for data analysis. There are many of them. And some of the time, the end point is what matters in any analysis, the end point. If you analyze data, can you bring meaningful insight about that data? If it's yes, then it's okay. Don't go and use any tools that the people that are surrounded you cannot understand that particular tool. Then who are you communicating to? You're not communicating anything. You're not communicating anything to anybody. So there are many tools, and don't mind about which tools you're going to use in analyzing your data. Mike, you take note that the tools that you are going to use, make sure will help you to bring insight about the data you are analyzing. Don't worry about the tool, because the endpoint is one. The endpoint is one. So let's see the different tools that we have. We have Excel, and we have Power BI. All these are data analytics tools. And we have SPSS, we have Tableau, we have, okay, again, SPSS, sorry, I put Python, we have Stata, we have MedCalc, we have a lot of them, you can mention them. We have Jupyter, MATLAB, a lot of different tools for data analysis. And some of these tools, these tools are meant for purposely for particular analysis. Some of them. There are some that are meant for this, there are some that are meant for this, there are some that are meant for this. But the endpoint, most of the time, the endpoint is the same. The endpoint is the same. The endpoint is to clean the data, that is to collect the data, clean the data, process it, prepare it, analyze it, visualize it, and share it. That's the end of it. So any tool you use, the endpoint is one. And out of these tools, the most commonly used, that is universal tool for this data analytics is Microsoft Excel. It's Microsoft Excel, because Microsoft Excel is universally acceptable everywhere and anywhere. Is universally acceptable for data analysis. So anyone who wants to use it to do data analysis can go ahead and learn it. And that's the number one tool you need to learn if you want to become a data analyst. That's the number one tool you need to learn. So all these tools that you are seeing, they have their own lapses, they have their own things that Microsoft Excel can do, which they cannot do, or which you cannot do with them. So that why Microsoft Excel has more than 1 billion users around the world, because everywhere you might find yourself, you will start by using, or you will end up using Microsoft Excel. I used to tell many people this, especially now. Let's talk about, even though I'm sorry, there are some that are not from Nigeria who are participants of this bootcamp, but in Nigeria, mostly in Nigeria, I think not only Nigeria, most of the enterprises, most of the companies, most of the NGOs are using Microsoft Excel, even though in their, what do they call it, in the advertisement of trying to hire people, they used to put lots of different skills. SQL, they'll put SQL, Power BI, Python, and other things. When you went to interview, they will ask you Excel. When you end up getting the job, you will end up working with Excel. So first of all, learn Excel. Learn it well. So if you learn Excel, believe me, learning other tools will not take you much time, and you will not indeed suffer to learn them. So that why, for the purpose of this bootcamp, we are going to use this universally acceptable tool, which is Excel. That's what we are going to learn from A, inshallah, to where you are going to be ready to work anywhere as a data analyst. And like I said, other tools will not give you a headache and will not be something that you can learn them within 1 week. If you want, like within few days, you can learn them, because they will not be of hectic like Excel. And at the end of the day, we end up working with Excel. So let's move forward. So now, why choosing this data analytics career? I'm just going to highlight some 3 points. Number one is, well, you need to choose it because you can work anywhere when you are a data analyst. Once you have this skill, anywhere you can work anywhere. Being you a medical doctor, you can end up working in oil and gas company. Being a lawyer, you can end up working in World Health Organization. Being whoever you are, whatever you studied, you can end up working anywhere. And number two is very easy to start. So it's something very, very easy for you to start. It doesn't require any prior skill. Like I told you during the registration, you don't need any prior skill to start learning this data analytics field. So you don't need anything. All you need is the mindset that you set your mind to learn it and you are going to learn it. So it's very easy to start. As it is today, you have started. So it doesn't require anything, no interview, no anything. All you need is to set your mind that I want to learn this, and you will learn it and you will start from it. So the last thing is a high paid job. It's one of the high paid job in the world currently, because data analysts are getting much higher salary than any other professional in the world. So this is why you need to learn it. And the last one, which I just put, the big one, is the most demanded job in the world. So anywhere people need it, even if you have a sweet factory, maybe you can call it whatever factory you are, whatever business you are running, whoever you are, wherever you work from, they need someone with the skills of data analyst. So even if they didn't say they need it, everyone in this world is making report. Whoever you are working for needs report from you. So when you can give an insight about your report to your stakeholder or to your employee, he will be the employer will be very, very, very proud of you, and he will like the report that you are going to give. And I have a lot of examples toward that. Someone is even maybe a police boss, maybe working as someone. He just analyzed a data and give it to his boss, and his boss elevated him to somewhere else. So anywhere you can work with this skill. So don't mind about, we are not asking anybody to change his career. Learn it and apply it to your current profession. Whoever you are, you can use this skill. So we are going to talk about this data analytics will help you to answer the following questions using data. What happened? This what happened question, data analytics will help you to learn how to answer that question using data. So you see a data, you have a data. With that data, you can tell what particular incident happened in the past using that data, and that what is called descriptive analysis. So when you learn this data analytics, your mind will change. Whenever you saw a data, you can drive a conclusion about that data and said, this is what happened in 1993. You can tell it based on the data that you have. So it will help you to drive insight from past data. And also it will help you to answer the question, why did it happen? Why did something happen? Maybe there is a report that said 2000 and something people died in so year. With the data that you have, you can trace and you can understand and you can learn the cause of that outcome. Why did it happen? Because nowadays, now in the next 100 years, if there is a report that there are many people that died in China in 2020, if you go through the COVID-19 data, you will know that what is the cause behind mass number of people dying in China in 2020. So that is something that will help you to do. And also it will help you to understand what will happen. That is, okay, this question number 2 is what is called, diagnostic analysis. Diagnostic analysis. That's what it will help you to find the cause of outcome of the past. So by that you will answer that. Then this one is what will happen. That is, use the past data, the data that you have, the past data. You use that data to predict the future. So you use the data to predict what will happen in the next 20 years, in the next 30 years. And it will happen. It might happen. Some people will think it's like a magic, or it's like you are a future teller. It's not about future telling. It's about using with 1 and 0 to arrive at the conclusion, and based on the data that you have. You are not the one that created the data. The data was created in the past, and you can use that particular data to predict what will happen in the future. So when you become a data analytics person, when you learn this skill of data analytics, you will have the mindset to use data and predict what will happen in the future. Even in your industry or your company, you can predict that, okay, boss, let me tell you this, based on this data that I have now, I analyze and predict that in the future, most of our employees will quit their jobs because the salary you are giving them is very, very poor salary. So the employer will think that, how did you arrive at that? If he didn't take any caution about that, that will happen. And he can't say you are a future teller. You're not a future teller. You just use data to predict what will happen in the future. And also the last one, that is, it will help you to answer the question that said, what can be done to change the future? So this is what the prescriptive analysis is all about. That is to use the past data in order for you to estimate the likelihood of an event in the future. So you use the past data because now I can use your data and predict if I want to have maybe another boot camp in the coming maybe a few months or a few years. I can predict and say that, okay, this is the number of people I might get based on the data that I have, based on your data that I have now. So this is the 4 questions that data analytics skills will help you always to answer using data. So don't forget about this. You can just take note of this. And also, yeah, the video is being recorded. You can watch the video and understand more about what I'm saying. So let's move forward. So what you are going to learn in this at the end of this boot camp, so you're going to learn things like all this data collection, data cleaning, data analysis, data visualization, data formatting, data sharing. All these are skills that at the end of this boot camp, you're going to learn all these, and you're going to learn especially how to, collect the data. In short, how to collect the data, to clean the data, format the data, analyze the data, visualize it, share it. So you will learn a lot based on the data that you have, inshallah, at the end of this training. So let's move forward also. So the example of what you are going to do at the end of this, I'm just trying to show you this. We are running out of time, so sorry. Let me see. So you are going to learn a lot of things like creating this, how to create this, how to create this. All these are what you are going to learn, examples of some of what you are going to learn at the end of this bootcamp. So you will learn how to, the data is dirty, is very dirty data, and you will learn how to clean it, process it, and create a report based on what I have just shown you now. So I think let's just continue. So the first thing, the practical, what we are going to do now is introduction to Excel. That's what we are going to discuss. I think I'm going to open my Excel. Let me just open it so that we just start, because we only have 9 minutes. Please, do you have questions? Do you have questions? Abdul Malik, do you have questions, please? If you have questions, please raise your hands, because I don't want us to renew this time. I want us to end this class now, because it's already 40 minutes. And if you don't have any question, let's continue. Okay, I didn't see anybody raising his hand, so I think let's continue. So introduction to Excel. Let me just sorry. Okay, sorry, I'm sorry. So this is what I'm going to share with you. This is our outline. So I'm going to share this with you. So let me just open this. What we are going to discuss about this introduction of Excel, we are going to talk about the interface of Excel, the workbook and worksheet. That's what we are going to treat for today. Please, if you don't have Excel, please download it. Or I can say get it. Most of the laptops have Excel. I think most of the laptops. If you don't, please just go to someone and just you'll install it for you. It's free. So try to get Excel, please. So this is the interface of Excel. So what I'm going to explain to you today, I'm just going to explain 2 things. That is the workbook and the worksheet. That's what we are going to learn today. The workbook, if I said workbook, I'm talking about the entire Excel file. That's what workbook is all about. The entire Excel file. That's what workbook is all about. And this entire, that's why when you open Excel, you will see book 1 here. You will see book 1 here. That's what workbook is all about. So whatever I did here is inside workbook, then that's workbook. So please understand what workbook is from today. So when we talk about worksheet, we are talking about this interface, that is this one that I highlighted. So this is worksheet. And in workbook, we can have multiple worksheets inside one workbook, up to more than 255 worksheets inside one single workbook. So that's what workbook is all about. So let me show you what this sheet is. You see this sheet one under here where my cursor is. You are seeing my cursor. This is where sheet one, that is sheet. This is worksheet. And each and every worksheet has its own rows and columns. I'm not going to talk about rows and columns for today. Maybe I will save them for tomorrow. But yeah, so let's understand rows and columns. The columns are the ABCD. You already know what columns is. At the ABCD, this is column 1, column B, column C, column D. That's what column is all about. When we say row, this is row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. So in Excel, column is ABCD and row is 1, 2, 3. Understand this. And each worksheet has more than 1 million rows, each worksheet. Like now, if I just click control down, I'm going to see, you see, there is over 1,048,576 76 rows in one single sheet. And we can have multiple sheets. For columns, we have over 100,000 columns. So if you go there, you will see the columns are like, it's not endless, but they are too many. So now we have sheet. So you can create another sheet by clicking this plus. If you click this plus, it will help you to create another sheet. So you have another sheet. So now we have sheet 1, we have sheet 2. Sheet 1, sheet 2. So in one single workbook, we can have more than 255 sheets in one workbook. So by default, this Excel file that you are seeing can take all the Nigerian people data. All the citizens of Nigeria, one workbook can take all our data, because one sheet can take 1 million. We are not, even if we are up to 255 million, one workbook can take all our data. So this is one of the what shows Excel to be more powerful. What makes Excel to be more powerful? Because one workbook, one single file you are seeing can contain sheet, and each sheet can take more than 1 million records, each particular sheet. So you should understand that. So the next thing we are going to talk about is how to rename these sheets. We only have, okay, we have 4 minutes, so I'll just maybe remain like 3 so that I'll talk something about it. So if you right click on this sheet, you will see rename. You right click on it, you will see rename. You see, if you want to rename it, I can rename it. Like I said, I can collect all the Nigerian 36 states of Nigeria plus FCT. I can collect all of their data. So I can just write, for example, Zamfara. This is Zamfara sheet. So I will put data of all the Zamfara state people inside this particular sheet. I will come to sheet 2, I right click it, and I'll just click rename. Then I will call it, for example, Sokoto. Then I'll press enter. So like this. So I create the sheet for Sokoto state people. Then I can create another one by clicking this plus sign. Then I can right click it and rename it. Maybe I can write, for example, Kanu, or I can write, let's say, Ikiti. Then I will put all the data of Ekiti state people. So this is how you can keep creating different sheets in one single workbook. This is what workbook is all about. And during all this bootcamp, we are going to learn Excel security. We are going to learn how to protect the sheet, how to protect the workbook, and how to protect even the cell. So we are going to learn a lot about that. So now you understand what is column, you understand what is row, and you understand what is sheet and what is workbook. The last thing we are going to treat today is how to save your file, because all what we are going to do, you need to learn how to save your file. And I said, I'm going to teach you that from day one. All you need to is you can click Control S for Control S, that is save, or you can come up here and click on file. Just click on this file and click on this save as. Just click on the save as. Then you select the folders. Some of you that are not using Excel 2019, maybe you might see something, something that is not similar to this, but it's the same procedure. So I'm just going to select anything so that I'm going to open where I want to save the file. So I'll just click this. I will navigate to the folder. Maybe I have the folder somewhere. This is it. This is the data analytics folder. Then I will just name it our file. That is our file, the file we are going to be working with. So I'll just rename it our file, then I will save it, and that's all it will turn to our file on top of here. So this is in short what we are going to learn in this the one, and I hope inshallah the maybe the presentation is not that too much for you to take. And also the video will be available shortly on my YouTube channel. I will send the link of the video after I uploaded it on my channel. I will send the link to you so that you can just watch the video, watch it, and you will learn more about this until tomorrow we continue from where we stop. And I'm going to share all the schedules of activities to you at the end of this Insight class. I will share the schedule of activities to you so that you will see what we are going to treat each and every day up till the end of week 1, and week 2 also I will share same to you. So I saw many people raising their hand. I'll just give them opportunity, 2 of them to ask. We only have 1 minute left. So let me just hear from them. Aliu, I can hear you. Please talk. You need to say it.
Okay, sir. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
You need to be fast. I'm not going to renew it.
Okay, my question is that you made mention of.
Yeah, continue.
Okay,
please.
you made mention of descriptive analysis, describing what happened.
Yeah.
Diagnostic analysis,
Yeah,
describing
yeah.
why did it happen. So what will happen? What will happen is which kind of analysis is that? What will happen?
What will happen?
Like that, what will happen?
Okay, for example now, based on out of school children that we have in Nigeria, that analysis will help you to determine that in the upcoming future, there are certain local government or state in Nigeria that will not have so professions in them. I analyze some data in Zamfara. I talk about in the next coming future, lawyers and medical doctors in Zamfara state are going to be scarce. And based on that's the reality, and that's what is going to happen. So that's what you are saying. It's based on what you analyze with the data. So I'm sorry, some of you that I didn't respond to them because it's going to